Wait, what? Where's Night King at? Wait, is that Night King? Are you on your Paladin, Night King? Articulous? Is that Night King? Wait a second, you're a Paladin now. Same mog and everything. Okay, apparently Night King has a Paladin. I didn't know that. We got ourselves Chicago on that team, Revendare, Peachy in the back, as well as Dark Messiah. Still sticking to that on. Oh no, he's Frost. I was thinking still Unholy. I do like that weapon though. I wish I had this skin from a Frost DK. That would look so good. But also got on the other team, we got us Hawthorne and another Shoppers joining the fight. We got Shaq with DV Pox going out as an Outlaw rogue. Interesting. We have Dark Horse. Don't forget to play last time, and Wargren. And DV Pox walking up to Revendare is going to try to see if he can get a couple pistol shots in there. It's going to be that resonant arrow going around the corner. DV is going to have to find a way to deal with the damage. Evasion is being used by the rogue. Try to see if he can face Revendare as well as the pets. It's going to turn the attention to the pets and actually get him mastery hits every time he dodges one of the pets. Blind and Revendare forcing out adaptation is going to have to go with a big damage right afterwards, trying to make the most damage happen. Kill Spree right afterwards. And was that a Dreadblades too? Did he use Dreadblades there, or was that no Dreadblades burst? And that's going to be Revendare actually catch him around the corner with a Void Elf shadowy thing. But kill shots are coming through. Kill shots into a... Oh. An unfortunate cheat death. Couldn't cheat the death. The kill shot went through. Was he playing with Dreadblades, by the way? I couldn't tell if he was playing Dreadblades or not. Or maybe he wasn't playing Dreadblades as an Outlaw. I wonder how Outlaw in PvP as an Necrolord works, because it seems really well in PvE. Gonna be Dark Horse popping into stealth, not going up against Revendare just yet. And Revendare might have to wait on top of the freezing trap. Is gonna be Convoke right after. No way for him to stop it. Does he live the Convoke? Wait, Dark Horse, for some reason he was just wrathing the enemy team, Revendare's team. He wasn't even biting Revendare. I don't know what happened, but for some reason he just damage just went to other people altogether. Just started wrathing everybody. The whole Convoke. Oh my god, the whole Convoke got borked. I don't know what happened. But Dark Horse now is a little bit behind. He's on a back foot. Had to pop a wall there. I believe in a bark skin. I'm not sure what happened. Traps meeting him on either side with Revendare trying to see if he could reposition Hunter's Mark on the pet with a Scarab base, seeing if he might be able to swap out a form. And he potentially could go for a Kyrian setup. Is going to get those pets beefed up, frenzied, getting the auto attacks to do more. Could maybe go for a stun. Does he have it? Hibernate on one of the pets right after. I don't even know if he hibernated the main pet. It might have hibernated the main pet, maybe not. Actually going to Cyclone the pet instead. Is that the main pet? Because if he does, then Revendare will not be able to use a stun into Dark Horse. Throwing down a freezing trap he knows he doesn't want to walk into. That camera that does let him out. But one of the pets is not invisible. One of the pets is not camoed. So actually Dark Horse can see exactly where he's at. Gonna be Dark Horse walking through the trap, stepped his toes into some tar. Maybe freezing trap stops him. Does stop him. Shrink us out of it, trying to see if he can commit some damage into Revendare, who's gonna disengage out of there. Has some freebie damage onto Dark Horse. Does Thorns do damage back to him every time he shoots him? I think Thorns does apply to the Hunter damage when he shoots him from distance, which is kind of weird. Unless there's Bleed sticking down on him. Revendare is gonna go for a feign death, cleaning most of the dots and the enemy effects off of him, setting up some traps on the side, walking at Dark Horse, who is going to get a bash on him. Big Convoke. Does he get the Convoke off this time? Kind of, sort of. I feel like that Convoke attacked the pets more than the Hunter for one reason or another. But Dark Horse does find himself kind of low on health, not in the best spot possible. Trying to see if he can bear the damage. Oh, this damage is unbearable, guys. I feel like the joke has been overused way too many times at this point. More traps getting set up. Quick maim onto Revendare. Does have adaptation for it. That's going to be the Void Elf Rachel to reposition out of there. Does he have the Kyrian set up? He is going to have a binding shot on the Dark Horse, so he's going to kind of disrupt him. Stutter him a little, if you may. Big Kyrian shot, get it set up. Wall available for Dark Horse with a roar. And Revendare still might be able to maybe get an interrupt on Dark Horse. I don't know if... I guess maybe he was out of the Resonant Shot long enough where you lose the effect. Because when you dip your toes in Resonant Shot, you have like a debuff where you can still gain the effects of Resonant Shot, like the see-through the wall kind of thing for a moment. It's gonna go for a Cyclone, at least tempted to Cyclone one of the pets, but a stun is gonna lock him down. Does have an emergency heal available with a freezer trap, striking a pose as Dark Horse is looking for way big mobility to get the hell out of there. Revendare going for an aggressive disengage. And Dark Horse does catch up on a little bit of health in the back. It's going to be a freezing trap on one side and a charge trap on the other. Dark Horse still under quite a bit of pressure. Big heals because he is a druid without frenzy or regen, but he is still under quite a bit of pressure. Pretty sure the pets for Revender do have a mortal strike effect, so they are reducing the healing the Dark Horse is getting anytime he does heal himself. But he does have a lot of regrowths you can throw around back to back. Big resonant shot available for Revender. Could maybe do lots of damage to Dark Horse. Thorns is all he has with the Bark Skin. Kill shot does go through, and the Hunter takes down the hunted druid. With Shack Snack Attack up next. I do like that little... Oh, you got a purple one. I only have the black one. You have the purple Paracel. I have the black one. And I think there's a crimson one too. Or is there a brown one? Hold on, how many Paracels are there? I know there's the one I have is the black one. Then there's this purple one. And I think there's one more, right? Where do you get the others? I really like that from the Venthyr. Technically, anybody of any Covenant can have one. But on Venthyr, it just looks so classy. Because in Venthyr, already most of your gear looks like suit jackets and like the whole Transylvania style, you know, attire. So you just look extra fancy. It looks so good. There's going to be big stun on to Revender. Who is going to go for a turtle show pretty early on. A Shack is going to activate lots of cooldowns. Cam frozen? Oh, really? Oh, no. Okay, we'll fix it after the duel. Cam froze, boys. We'll fix it after the duel. I don't want to screw up the duel because I feel like I need to unplug the camera and plug it back in for it to work. Unforge. Or should I just keep it there, dude? Or should I just keep it? Oh my god, Shack! Chat! My camera is frozen, I know! And I was trying to fix it for a second. I was trying to figure out what to do with it. And we didn't even get to watch what happened to Shack. But it looks like Shack came in, he saw. He didn't quite conquer, but he'll get it next time. Mission failed, we'll get him next time. Damn, I missed a whole duel. Sorry about that, boys. But yes, I know, my camera's frozen. I'll need to fix it after that. Revender, though. Trying to see if he might be able to get a better duel against Hawthorne this time. He did do well against the Shadowlands just now. Maybe he'll be able to do something against Hawthorne. As Hawthorne is going to get the dots up and running pretty early. Trying to maintain himself in heals as best as possible. Greater Fate for that Resonant Arrow. Using that mobility of Greater Fate to get up and melee with Revender. And looks like he didn't go for any kind of CC there just now. Maybe he was expecting for Revender to use a Feign Death or something a little bit early. Or maybe expecting CC out of Revender. But now he has CC if he needs to. Trick us out of that stun into a Mind Games out of Revender. And I believe the pets are going to provide healing as the pets are part of Revender's toolkit. He's going to have the Void Elf Rage, moving him super far out, but not far enough. Eating a Shadow Crash though as Hawthorne has the perfect geometry lineup on it. With the dots getting set up on Revender either way. And Hawthorne is still in a decent spot. Still holding on to Disperse if he ever needs to. And he's still got plenty of Shadowmans out there. Does have the Void of Rage, still kind of crawling over to Revender. Meets him with a stun. With a Void Eruption ready to go. Feign Death immediately for Revender with a Freezing Trap onto Hawthorne. And Revender is going to have to look for some self-healing. Do the pets have dots? Because otherwise this camo isn't going to last long. They don't. Okay, so Revender, this is good. Is going to use the heal on the pets. And I believe you guys told me that if the pets have Ferocity style pets, if they're Ferocity pets, that means it gives you Leech. So when you pop a heal on your pets, it actually gives you a heal as well, doesn't it? Or am I wrong about that? If that's true, that's huge. Hawthorne Greater Fading out of the Resonant Arrow immediately. So for Revender, he's just going to have to wait and try it again next time. But Hawthorne has a Greater Fade for that arrow every single time. Interrupting Hawthorne for a second is going to stand still and get himself some shields. With Shadowmans back to back, he's going to have to be worrying about his health. Just a little stun onto Revender. Able to deal with adaptation because the stun is quite short. Feign Death by Revender is going to get himself a little bit of a self-heal. Big heals from the Kyrian though. I think it's a healing over time too, so it's giving him quite a bit of healing. Hawthorne getting put on ice for a moment just to chill there for a second. But at 28% dampening, this Shadow Priest is still going to be able to heal quite a bit. Quick fear on the pets, and he's not even trying to get a fear onto Revender. I guess he doesn't really need to fear Revender, he just needs to fear the pets, because those are going to be a majority of Revender's damage. As these pets are going to be pincering him and pinching him. And in the case of that Mechanical Scorpion, drilling him, sawing him, and lasering him. Is that a laser on the tip? Gonna be big Big damage out of Revendare, but again, the Greater Fate is there just to prevent it. If Hawthorne walks back into the Resonating Shot, he'll be in a bad spot. It looks like Revendare is actually able still to get some damage through the wall as the Resonating Shot effect stayed there for a little bit longer. Hawthorne does have full Void Eruption. Freezing Trap around the corner. He does have a break. I don't really know what broke it. Maybe like a bleed from Revendare. Maybe one of the pets auto-attacked him by accident. Gonna try to go for an interrupt onto Hawthorne. Stun into Revendare with a Mind Games right after. Hawthorne should have a pretty big damage into Eternal Shadow Ball Revendare. Intro and interrupt onto Hawthorne. Still Mind Games for a second. Does he have anything to go here? Hawthorne got himself a big PI. Revendare might have to try to see if he can remove it. Fear onto Revendare. Does have adaptation proccing into a Freezing Trap trick inside of it. Trying to get the dots onto Revendare as Revendare having to go for a pet resummon. He needs to get some sort of CC onto Hawthorne. If he can get a full revive pet, this would be huge for him. He does get a revive pet. Hawthorne could have went for a Greater Fate to stop it, but I think he decided against it because he wants to have that Greater Fate for the next Resonating Arrow. Resonating Shot. There it goes. Greater Fate available for it. Can walk out of it before Revendare can get too much damage, but he does have that line of sight as Hawthorne walks way out of the pillar. Stun onto the Shadow Priest, goes to the Disperse. That's going to be quite a bit of healing. As Revendare trying to find a way to deal with Hawthorne. Stun onto the Hunter with Mind Games to follow. That's just so much pressure here, boys. Just so much pressure for Revendare. If any kind of healing he gets, oh, this could be really bad. Oh my god, he's just melting. Feign death for a second. His pet's still alive. His pets are still alive. The pets are going to not allow him to get the full camo. Try to go for a Void Elf. Oh, the Void Elf thing stopped in the corner. The Void Elf. What do you call it? Whatchamacallit? Void. It's not Void Shift, right? It's something else. Actually, wait. The pets are getting feared. If you're going to walk Hawthorne into a Freezing Trap, he might be able to go for Feign Death and maybe get himself a reset. Greater Faded it. Just so he can walk at Revendare, taking him out with them dots. An Articulos, which I believe is Night King as a Paladin, is going to be up next. Full stun into Hawthorne and just dominates it. Alright, Chill Pills, dude. This is why Chill Pills is a Paladin. This is what I believe. Chill Pills probably actually plays this Paladin regularly. And he actually has him as geared as Death Knight. And Chill Pills queues arenas on a regular, playing the Death Knight. You know, trying his hardest, trying his soul out. And Death Knights are pretty good for PvP, but the survivability and self-heals is kind of rough. So anytime Chill Pills goes in like a bunch of BGs or RBGs or arenas, and if he ever gets a couple bad games as a Paladin, he always has backup spec where he could just go and dominate kids in BGs, just for running around slamming people, splitting him in half, or slamming big old hammers on the heads, just making them explode as a Paladin. That's just his way to just like work out any frustrations of the day. We're gonna try to go for a bit of a setup. Article is going for as much healing as he can. Try to stay out of Resonating Shot as much as possible, but I think it's still in there. Kill shots are coming through. Gonna be a bop. Could remove it. Does remove it. And Article still has Word of Glory to keep himself alive for a little bit longer. Freezing Trap. Trinkets in and goes to kill. Command by Wargran. Wargran watching Revendare is learning. He is learning, boys. He is learning. Chicago is up next, boys. Oh no, Chicago and we're gonna go for pretty long games against one another most of the times. Chicago makes sure to keep those pets flame shocked in case Wargran ever gets a camo. But Wargran is actually the playstyle, the spec that kind of wants to be out in the open, wants to make sure you're always getting those kill commands into Chicago. You kind of want your pets constantly clawing at the enemy and maybe max ranging him and kiting him, but not as much in terms of LOS I would think. At least I would imagine. As survival, at least you have like quite a bit of dot damage and you can keep the pet on the enemy with kill commands that you can do, I think, through line of sight too. Can you? I would think maybe. Actually, I don't know if you can. Now I'm questioning myself. And now I'm starting to question myself. We're going to take a bit of a beating from Chicago, but does survive it. Chicago's not getting the wall for a bit. So if Morgan can give himself a nice setup on Chicago, he could be in a really good spot. Chicago charging in, Earth Shield renewed. To try to get himself a bit of a heal stun by Wargran. Trying to make as much damage happen out of here. Wall available for Chicago very, very soon. Big Sunder onto Wargran. Should be able to get quite a bit of Maelstrom. And as long as he has the pets to attack or the hunter to attack, he'll be in a really good spot. Binding Shot. Does he have the sprint to get himself out of that slow? He doesn't. Try not to get interrupted. Big interrupt on that heal though. And Wargran might have enough damage trying to get the kill command, the kill shot onto Chicago. It looks like Wargran is going to bail out of there. Probably should have left his pets on Chicago. I feel like he would have been okay. Wait a second. What the hell? Okay, I think Wargran had a Battle Master Trinket used there. That's how he survived a lot of the onslaught by Chicago. Because his health just basically went down to 0. Also, I noticed Chicago is not running Ascendance. It's actually running full Elemental Spirits. It's actually running full Ellie Wolves. which is interesting. I wonder if that's better than Ascendants. I guess the wolves are going to do damage, and you'll have them up more often, especially when you're getting kited by a hunter like that. It will do damage. As long as Chicago can avoid the freezing trap, which he doesn't get to, Shrink is still available. Does he have one more hit? Big leap towards Wargrand. Does he have one more hit on him? And does get that hit in the end. Oh my god. Oh my god. Revendare! 3 kills on that man. Hawthorne, I thought Hawthorne would get more than that. Whoa, Hawthorne, you heal a lot. Shadowpriest heal a bunch, huh? That's pretty good. I didn't realize Revendare had 3 kills there. Crazy. Rewatched.